Hey everyone! Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Jurassic World Evolution cinematic series. As we are nearing the end of Season 3, we still have a few episodes ahead, but I was wondering if there were any other dinosaur video games you would like to see me play during the break between Season 3 and Season 4. I recently bought the Isle, but have also had requests for games like LEGO Jurassic World. Let me know in the comments below. Any other dinosaur game is also okay. Chances are high that I will most likely be playing some of those dinosaur games on the Looping Reel Gaming channel that's run by me and my friends Ryan and Greg. Please support us by subscribing to the channel for more Let's Play oriented content, including hopefully some awesome dinosaur games soon. You can find the link to the channel in the description down below. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the episode. By now, the Dinosaur Safari Park was nearing its end and completion. There wasn't that much room left for more pens to erect, but there were still dinosaurs to fly over, and with the realization that space was limited, several meetings were held to hoist over new species to existing areas. For now, the number one priority was the introduction of the first hybrid to the safari park. People still had the Indominus Rex and even the tragic fate of the Indoraptor freshly carved in their memories. But with the newly created Ankylodocus, new opportunities laid in wait. First and foremost, this hybrid was a herbivore, so there was less of a chance of something bad happening with it. Its size demanded a large pen in and of itself. It would fit right in after the vertically long route introducing the audience to the Diplodocus and the Ankylosaurus, the two dinosaurs that were initially used to create this new friendly monster. In some ways, it could be considered as one of the safer hybrids that were created, as from a certain point of view, it merely was a Diplodocus with some spikes on its head, back, and tail. And of course, it had the iconic ball-shaped end on its tail, similar to that of an Ankylosaurus, so that it could defend itself. The Ankylodocus would be tranquilized, and then flown over from Site 10, Location E, the mysterious facility ground that was kept in the shadows and needed further intel to understand what it exactly was. 2 Ankylodocus will be transferred over, not necessarily to replicate a family, but to showcase multiple creations of the hybrid, something that previously had only been done with the I-Rex twins, of which one was not presented to the park itself. The Ankylodocus were an instant hit. People described the looks on their faces as derpy, but that made them more likable by children and young adults. They were a bit slower than a regular Diplodocus, probably because of the added weight of the spikes and plating. With the new hybrids in place, some of the rangers felt it necessary again to head in and see if the attraction would work for its visitors. As they had not done this yet with the Ankylosaurus and Diplodocus pen, they shifted through this first. As expected, the vertical part gave a good view of the smaller herbivore, whilst the huge, stomping Diplodocus could be seen way ahead in the distance. For the hybrids, the created pen was ideal. All trees and water were set at one side of the pen, meaning that the visitors would have a great view of both dinosaurs every second they found themselves on the road that curved through the pen. With these new creatures in hand, the following days were splendid for the safari park overall. People believed there was room for maybe about 3 or 4 more pens, so they had to be very calculative with what species to assign here. While the park's higher-ups were debating this, the customers grew as the park became more and more accessible to mainstream audiences. The park would officially not open until the entire route was complete, but there were plenty already who got first glance chances to experience the route up to this point. Besides debating on what dinosaurs would be chosen for the next pen, it was also discussed on what dinosaurs to add to any existing zones. Earlier it was mentioned that the Deinonychus would be a good addition to the Ankylosaurus and the Diplodocus zone. You would then have creatures from every size type, and within this pen, the little critters had enough room to run around and do their shenanigans. 5 Deinonychus were flown in. These dinosaurs were smaller than the Velociraptor, but not as small as the Troodon, meaning they would still be well visible in the higher grassed areas. The ruckus caused by the choppers setting down the new additions made the Ankylosaurus a bit cranky for a while. What also helped to spot the new carnivores was their bright red color pattern. Their bodies were more stout, though timid, compared to a raptor, and they initially did not seem interested in any of their herbivore penmates. Their feeding zone would be put across the road to have them spread out, and this indeed resulted in some of them crossing the path sometime, giving some nice photo opportunities for bypassing guests. Now with the Deinonychus in their new home, it was finally time to look towards the next pen after the hybrid zone. For this, a broad stretched out piece of land was chosen with a body of water in the middle, leading over into the zone after that. This area would be home to multiple dinosaurs as well. There were many debates on what dinosaur type and species would fit this zone perfectly. Though the amount of space now grew limited, huge park attractions like the T-Rex or Spinosaurus had not been implemented yet. People were going back and forth on making it an exclusive herbivore or carnivore pen. By choosing herbivores, multiple species could be placed within the space, while others argued that with the recent discovery of the docile predators at Site 10, this would also be possible with carnivores, or if necessary, a mixed pen with herbivores. In the end, it was chosen to make this pen a zone for the Triceratops. It was this type that still was not represented within the entire park, but the same could also be said for something like the Stegosaurus. 2 Triceratops were being flown over with the plans to add another species to this particular zone. Those who demanded for a representation of the T-Rex got their wishes, as it was greenlit to turn the Allosaurus zone into a T-Rex family pen for 2 of the dinosaurs. The Allosaurus would be moved further ahead to a zone fitting its smaller size, but this would take time and was going to be done after the Triceratops zone was done. The Triceratops were beautiful and docile. They moved a bit sluggish with all that weight they had to carry, but they showed signs that they liked their new home. With the 2 creatures in its place, it was very clear that there was still a lot of room for multiple animals to be added. Though a separate Stegosaurus pen would be challenging considering the amount of space left, it was decided to add these to the Triceratops pen, making it a mixed zone. And then the message came through that the 2 T-Rexes had arrived from Site 10 Location E. They were apparently administered to be docile, though it did not specify how this was done. There had been no word from the scientists who headed towards the site and informed them of this finding there weeks ago. It had some scientists worried, though they had to keep things quiet. For now, things moved on as they always did. The park was months away from being finished, and everyone hoped that the end result would be splendid.